I'm Craig Davidson, I'm 21 years old and I play loosehead prop.
Freddie Owsley, 27 years old, and I play fullback or wing.
I was born in Zimbabwe 21 years ago, and my dad used to play rugby for Zimbabwe, and so that's how I got introduced to it. And since I knew what the sport was at 6 years old, I've always wanted to play it professionally. I moved over to Scotland 3 years ago, joined Watsonians, and have been enjoying everything ever since. The second I moved over to Scotland from South Africa, 2 days later I had an invite to join Watsonians through a mutual friend, and I thought, look, I love rugby, I didn't intend to keep playing at the time. I went down and immediately all the boys were so inviting, so friendly, just like, who are you, how can I help you, like, come along, come train, if you want to stay, if you don't. Like, the whole social aspect at Watsonians is really incredible. And to this day, like, some of my best mates in the world are at Watsonians. The club environment is spectacular, and I've never thought about joining another club.
I'm quite young in the rugby game. I mean, I've only been playing for 3 or 4 years since coming back from athletics. Growing up a schoolboy, top year of school, I was the fastest schoolboy, I think, in Europe for 200 metres. So it was definitely on the horizon to try and go to the Olympics. But it was a massive dream of mine. But rugby was always the first sport I ever played. I stopped rugby for 4 years, from 18 to I think 22, 23, then went to Bristol Bears for a stint, then Edinburgh, and didn't really get many games through COVID. But what I've picked up in the last year or two has been immeasurable. I've played the most games I've ever played. Last season was the first full season of rugby I've ever played with a team. So this year and the last month, playing back-to-back every weekend with a great group of lads has been the best thing for my rugby.
Ha táid áireachug ag Watsonians hadis id dawri le diachain na Super Series a ctíochnacha an théidir sa chai, agus grúnrúta na garachug san skipa. Sé rugby sa Premiership a hawl na mahanis gan skipa a Myerside a hugad tar aois agus cainachain an a bhí chluich rugby go proifeiseanta.
I absolutely loved the Super Series. Obviously, Fraser Brown was our head coach, and him being an ex-Scotland international, he really did help me with a lot of my scrummaging and my just general play. I really enjoyed it. It was a high level of rugby. I always say that just being a rugby player, you must never stop learning. Like, always look to get better, no matter how experienced, how old you are. And the Edinburgh A and Scotland under-20s experience was invaluable with that.
Since the Super 6 ending, we were all a bit scared. We didn't know what was going to happen, but two teams coming together, the first and the seconds, there's been a great vibe around the club. It's kind of back to old school rugby, and there's been a great vibe at the moment, obviously off the back of 3 good wins. It's been great this year, and the team's kind of done well off the back of that. Everyone's enjoying their rugby, everyone's playing well. So I was actually a bit worried about the Super 6 ending, but I've really enjoyed the Prem so far.
A Premiership is dash le brac, agus bhí fáin úne gach seachchain éh a farce, a déisiil a chuch gach chluichete, gus áirite le caramela íochain id rugby proifeiseanta. A national sin bia hast son gach chluichete.
Ever since I discovered what rugby was, I've wanted to play professionally, and there's no amount of work or anything that will stop that desire. It's definitely attainable, no matter whether it's 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years in the future. That is my goal. I know I've got time on my side. Obviously, the sooner I become professional, the better, but if I have to wait a few years to gain this experience and everything, I don't mind. I'll put in the work, and being able to play week in, week out is just really helpful in developing those skills that you can't train.
I basically went away in the last year or so and put my head down and said, I'll just tick away in the background and just get as good as I can be in rugby, put my head into training, into matches as much as I can, and there's no pressure on it. I'll see where I come out in the end, playing a lot more fullback now, which is what I grew up playing. The number one thing I've learned is you need to play to get better, so you need to play matches to get better, and that's what I'm trying to do at the moment. You see a lot of pro guys dipping into our league a lot, especially with the Super 6, and now we see with the Prem. I mean, we had Connor Boyle, we had Connor McAlpine, a few Edinburgh boys come in for the Accies game, and it's not a massive jump up. Especially for those younger boys, the best thing they can do is play matches. So it's tough to break yourself into an Edinburgh or Glasgow team. So playing for Watsonians is the best thing they can do at that age. So the jump's not massive, and the best thing they can do is just play.
Obviously, no team wants to start off their season with 2 losses, which was unfortunate. We are now 3 wins on the bounce, and the real Watsonians is a team that wants to keep getting better week in, week out, and show everyone that we are a good rugby club.
We're in a good space right now. We're playing, we're enjoying our rugby, and we're playing really good rugby. So we just need to back that up. We're one of those Super 6 teams that didn't really have a group of players. The pre-season was strange. We had people coming in and out everywhere. So for us, it's just grow from the 2 losses. Now we've got 3 wins on the bounce. It's to not lose another game. I'm excited for the first one back on BBC ALBA on Friday v Heriots, local derby. So it's great for the Scottish game, and I think everyone's bought into the Prem's back, and it's better than ever.